everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor, for those of you who may have never been here before. In today's video, I wanted to talk about 10 base game secrets that you may not have known. They're not really like super secretive, you know, like down low, but it's like things that new players definitely wouldn't know about and that maybe some veteran players may not have ever noticed before either. These are things that bring me, one, a lot of joy, or make the game a little bit more interesting or allow you to control it in a different way. I love all of these things and I'm so excited to make this video. If you enjoy this video at any point throughout, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let's just jump into the 10 base game secrets that you need to know. So the very first thing I want to talk about actually has to do with this painting here. This is the Tragic Clown. The Tragic Clown is a character from past Sims games that's honestly just very entertaining, and the description of the Tragic Clown says, Tragic Clown, what have they done to you?" Another creation by Angelo from his series Perspectives on Clowns. This piece showcases the sad lives of clowns that feared that one balloon pop that could end their careers. It is rumored that Angelo painted this in honor of his phobia of people wearing heavy makeup, but we think he may have had a phobia for balloons as well. This guy obviously didn't like clowns, but he created this very interesting image. And the thing about the Tragic Clown is that if you click on it, it doesn't just say view like all the other paintings in the game, it says view Tragic Clown. And when you click on this, your sim can go over and someone will come to visit. You will actually get a visit from the Tragic Clown who will appear on your sim's lot, and anytime that your sim is talking to them, they will get a sad moodlet, which is just hilarious to me. So when you view the Tragic Clown painting, you'll get a notification that says, "This painting fills Griffin with such profound grief. Legend says that if you look hard enough, the grief will spill off the canvas and into the room, and there will be a Tragic Clown just hanging out, being tragic, doing its thing." And you'll want to go talk to them, and you'll actually get like a little moodlet situation happening when you speak to the Tragic Clown that says, "Laugh, clown, laugh at your tragedy, laugh at the cloud that glooms your life or soul." A little bit sad, but you will get a sad moodlet. Obviously, it's being overpowered by the fact that my sim did just adopt a child, but it's fine. So you'll get a sad moodlet, and the Tragic Clown may be sad. It's not very nice, but that is what happens when you use the View Tragic Clown option on that painting. It's one of those little things that's just kind of silly that a lot of players probably don't know about. The next thing that's really important to my gameplay, at least, is the Thekulala Defender wall light. So if you're playing enough of The Sims, you have definitely seen the monster under the bed if you have children in your household, and it is one of those things that is just so annoying that wakes up your Sims and then they wake up their parents and you're like, can you please just stop? And there is a way to get rid of this. There are actually a couple of ways. If you have mods, you can use MC Command Center and there's a way to disable it there. If you have the Sims 4 Snowy Escape, they actually gave us a bed that specifically allows for you to no longer have the Tragic Clown, this monster-free bed. It's quite a cute bed, I'll be honest. It's probably one of my favorite ones for kids in the game, super cute. But if you don't have Snowy Escape, you are going to need to get the Thekulala Defender wall light. The description on this light says, "The mystical and alluring Thekulala has transformed into a wall light to protect your child's dreams. Don't let its cute appearance fool you. Thekulala the Defender is a force to be reckoned with against all kinds of monsters with its blinding light, especially the ones under the bed." And if you add this to your Sims' bedrooms, I usually just end up putting them like right above the bed, you can go ahead and they will no longer have to deal with the monster under the bed, and they won't wake you up and they will not wake up their parents. And this is just one of those things that you have to have in your game, especially if you have more than one kid, because they get so annoying. So the next thing I want to talk about is the death flower. So I've gone ahead and just added the Tragic Clown to my Sims household, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just use the UI Cheats extension mod to make them starve to death. If another Sim in your household has the death flower in their inventory, they actually have the ability to give this flower to the Grim Reaper after a Sim has been reaped and get the Sim back to life. It's one of those things that's like, oh, this is a great way if you have multiple Sims in your household to save your Sims from death. Oh no, the child saw it. That makes me very sad. But you can wait until the Grim Reaper is here, hanging out, and then just be like, "Hey, bud, do you want this beautiful, terrifying flower with a weird face on it?" And then the Grim Reaper will go back to that Sim and save their life. The only issue with the death flower is that it's a little bit hard to get your hands on. You can use the debug cheat and just search for it and have it in your Sim's inventory, or you have the option to go and graft it yourself. This involves things like a pomegranate and an orchid, and you'll graft those together and hopefully get a death flower. One cute little part about this is that you actually get a sentiment. So this Sim has a sentiment that says, "Awed by life-saving hero" towards Griffin because Griffin saved their life, which I think is quite cute. And you'll just see Grim like walk over and then they'll float up. It's actually kind of adorable. Like Grim's like, "Ooh, and now you're alive again." look at you, we saved your life. But the death flower is one of those things that if you want to make sure to be able to not ever have your Sims die, having a couple of those in different Sims inventories is a good option if Sims do accidentally die, because it is The Sims 4 and Sims die all the time. So it is something that I would definitely use. So the next thing on this list is the hidden grilled cheese aspiration, where if you get your Sim to eat 3 grilled cheese sandwiches in a row, which we're going to get this Sim to do, the old tragic clown, we are going to get them to eat 3 grilled cheese sandwiches in a row, and they're going to unlock a secret food aspiration that is all about grilled cheese and has quite a few weird things hidden inside of it. So you're going to get a notification that says, congratulations, and your Sim's name has unlocked the hidden grilled cheese aspiration. It can be found with the other food aspirations. So you can go ahead, go into here, find the food section, and you'll see grilled cheese. So the kinds of things you're going to have to do is eat a lot of grilled cheese, talk about grilled cheese, but then you get to the bottom of this and it's like, okay, we need to eat a grilled cheese sandwich in space. So you literally need to make a spaceship and fly up and eat grilled cheese in space. Wild. And you also need to talk to the Grim Reaper about grilled cheese, which means you have to have a Sim die or kill a Sim on purpose and go ahead and be like, hey, want to talk about grilled cheese? I know you're taking someone's life, but please, let's talk about grilled cheese. A little bit of a weird one, but it's really, really fun. And you also get the ability to paint pictures of grilled cheese. And if you finish the aspiration, you're able to just summon grilled cheese automatically. So you never really have to cook again if you don't want to. You can just have your Sim eat grilled cheese all the time. One of those little hidden things that's super quirky and I love it. The next thing that I use in a lot of houses, especially if it's like 100 baby challenge or something where there's a lot more Sims, is this trash can here. So a lot of people might not actually know, but this trash can gives your Sims money. So the description of this says, the next generation of trash disposal. This hands-free bin, replete with smart tech and odor filters, converts organic waste into fuel, rendering the entire unit self-sufficient. So based on just that description, you wouldn't know that it gives you money, but you would learn that you no longer need to actually take your garbage out. You don't need to have outdoor garbage cans if you have this in your home. But in addition to that, you actually do get 10 simoleons per person per plate. So if you were to drag a plate into here with 1 Sim in your household, you're going to get 10 simoleons. If you have 8 Sims in your household, you're going to get 80 simoleons. And if you have 3 Sims like this household, you're going to get 30 simoleons every single time. So it's one of those things that will pay for itself. Honestly, it is one of the best ways to spend money. If you have a large household, especially something like 100 baby, you need to have this trash can if you want to make money. The next thing I want to talk about is the ability to influence the gender of a pregnant Sim's baby. This is something that might be important to you if you have gameplay where you're like being very specific and like you want to have an older brother and a younger sister, so you want to make sure that they're born in that, sequence. I couldn't think of a word there. But there are ways that you can do this once your Sim is pregnant. So what you want to do if you want to have a boy is get your Sim to eat carrots. You might want to eat as many carrots as you possibly can and get that pregnant Sim to listen to alternative music. These two things will not work 100% of the time, but most of the time it will get them to have a baby boy. It works the same way with a baby girl, but instead of carrots, you want to eat strawberries, and instead of alternative music, you want to listen to pop music. And these are the things that can actually influence the gender of your baby, which is super cool, and one of those things where it's like, oh, I didn't even know that that existed, and now I can completely change my gameplay forever. So influencing gender is a really fun thing to do, and is kind of important to know if you do want to change how the babies are born and what genders they are. And if that's not important to you, you can just completely ignore this and have whatever kind of baby the game wants. Our next thing is along the same lines, and that is influencing how many babies you have. There are actually things you can do to have more than one baby. Obviously, a lot of the time we don't want multiples in The Sims 4 because especially toddlers and babies are really hard to take care of. So you may only want to have one, so you may not want to play around with this, but there are a couple things you can do to influence having multiples. So in influencing multiples, the very most important thing you want to do before you try for baby is to get your Sim the fertile reward trait. That's about 3,000 satisfaction points, I believe. This one right here, fertile Sims have an easier time when trying for a baby and a higher chance of twins or triplets. This is of course really easy to get. You can use the satisfaction points cheat, but if you want to just get it, the real way, just finish an aspiration or work on whims to get those points and purchase fertile. There's also like a little bit, I don't know if it's a room, I don't know if it actually works, but there's a couple of other things you can do that are small things that are just base game, because there are some things in City Living and Spa Day to influence how many babies you're going to have. But what you want to do is you can go ahead and actually listen to kids radio and read children's books while your Sim is pregnant, and this is said to increase the chance of multiples. But every time that I've tried it, I've also been doing fertile, I've also gone and gotten a fertility massage, and I've also had the on-lay line lot trait. So I don't actually know if that works alone, but it is something you can try. Listening to kids music and reading children's books might be a way to also influence multiples, but getting that fertile trait will get you more babies for sure, and make it a lot easier for your Sims to get pregnant. The next thing is something pretty small, but something that you may never have noticed, and that is the ability to actually change the color of your Sim's phone. So at the top of your Sim's phone here, there's two options. The first one is just to silence it so you'll no longer get notifications, and the second one is to actually change the color. So this is the default where it's that gradient from blue to green, but then you have other ones that are like pink, green, orange, just cute things that are, they just bring a lot of joy. It's one of those things that you wouldn't think would affect your gameplay, but every time that I do change the color of my Sim's phone, I end up feeling a little bit more connected to them and like their phone matches their personality. It's just like getting a different phone case in real life. It just makes you feel a little bit different than your friend who has the exact same phone as you, and it also helps to see which phone is which, but that's not really an issue in The Sims 4. But it is one of those little things you can do, like giving a teen girl who's super girly a pink phone is a nice thing to do, and it just makes you feel a little bit happier. So the next thing I want to talk about are the 3 emotional deaths in the game. Now these used to be very, very common, but there's so many new moodlets that come in with every single pack that it's a little bit harder for you to get emotional deaths, so you may not even know that this is a thing you can do. But your Sims are actually able to die if they are feeling super angry, super embarrassed, or if they're feeling hysterical, which comes from being very playful, but like the next level of playful. And all 3 of these come at the most random times, you don't expect it, and they just kill your Sims and you're like, oh boy, what is going on? It's one of those things that's super fun, and you can also just influence it in a specific way. One way that you can definitely get some angry Sims is to have Sims walk in while their significant other happens to be cheating on them with another Sim. This usually will make Sims pretty angry and make them hate other Sims. So we've definitely got an angry moodlet from Unfaithful Love. I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of that fresh and frisky and the confident moodlet so that he's feeling pretty angry, except now he's feeling, see, this is what I mean. The moodlets in The Sims 4 are kind of broken, but you can also go ahead after that when he's already got an angry moodlet and maybe just start yelling. Maybe get mad at each other, or they're just going to make out, you know? That's really weird. She's like, oh, I'm gonna go sleep with another man, and then come in and kiss Gunther to try to make it better somehow. But if you get your Sims to go ahead and just be mean to each other, yell at each other, or they get angry for a different way, you do have the possibility of having them die from being too angry, which honestly is really fun. So right now he's feeling very angry, but it's not quite angry enough for him to be dead. You need to make it like really bad. But it's one of those things that honestly is a lot harder to get than it used to be, but you can die. You can die from being too angry, from being too playful, and from being too embarrassed. And all of those are super fun. Unfortunately, my Sims don't want to cooperate right now, but those are things that you can do. And the final thing on this list are the 2 hidden worlds that come with the base game. So what you want to do for these, there is Sylvan Glade and there is Forgotten Grotto, and both of these are so beautiful. So we'll start in Willow Creek with Sylvan Glade. This is a gorgeous pink area. It's just so beautiful. So what you want to do is you want to travel to any of the lots in this neighborhood. We'll just go travel here. Why not? We'll bring Gunther with us just because he's a little bit angry and it's kind of fun and he doesn't like us. So we'll bring him on an adventure. But what you want to do is there's this gorgeous tree that's like super weird and stands out a lot in this neighborhood. Of course it's nighttime, so we're going to make it sunny. We're going to change the date using UI cheats just so that I can show you what's going on because we don't want anything bad to happen. So this is the tree here. It stands out a lot in this area. You're like, whoa, that's a weird tree. And why does it not disappear when you move around like all the other trees? Suspicious. But when you click on it and you start to view it, you get your Sim to view it a few times, then they can go ahead and they can do things like watering it and talking to it, and eventually you'll get an option to enter the tree, and the game will ask you a couple questions, and you have to answer these questions correctly to be able to head to Sylvan Glade. So I'll give you the answers to those as well. So then once you've viewed it enough times, you'll get options for things like water, and once you do that, you know, you'll get some other little things that just start to pop up after you're nice to the tree. You just gotta be nice to the tree and the tree will love you. Then you can chat about roots, and eventually you will see it open up and you can go and explore. So the answers to the questions that you're gonna get are follow the sound, travel downstream, enter the mist, and travel to Glade. And then once you hit travel to Glade, you will be entered into this beautiful pink oasis area that is just so gorgeous. It features a little pond where you can go fishing and there's some special fish you can catch there. There are also a couple different places you can fish and just find things and just have a good time. This is honestly a beautiful place for screenshots. Look at that rainbow. Can't even deal with how beautiful it is. And it's just got like the coolest light and like the weirdest vibes in the best possible way. And it's just one of those things that like if you don't know about it, you'll probably be a little bit sad that you don't know about it. And then once you find out that it exists, you'll be like, I'm gonna go get all my Sims engaged there. We're gonna go elope there. Like all of these things things that you can do in Sylvan Glade are so gorgeous. So now we're going to head over to Forgotten Grotto. So for Forgotten Grotto, where you want to head is to the land grab house. There's actually two entrances to this one in the park and one behind the land grab house, but I find this one the easier one to access. It's just a little bit easier. Plus you can visit the land grabs and maybe be mean to them because they deserve it. But what you want to do is once you're at the Affluista Mansion lot, you want to go down here and you'll see this little opening here that's covered in wood, and you're going to need level 10 of the handiness skill. As you can see, Griffin just got it, but level 10 of the handiness skill to be able to be allowed to break that open, and then you'll have to answer some of the same questions. So once it's open, you'll hit explore, and the answers to the questions are wide path, climb ladder, step onto ledge, and travel to grotto. Now this one is a little bit less like bright and happy, but still so beautiful with the crazy light beams and just everything that's going on. There's like a ton of like crystals on the side and a little place for your Sims to go fishing, and it's just like super beautiful and it makes me really happy. And one thing that I love that my Sim is already taking advantage of is there's just a toilet. There's just a toilet hanging out by the front of the entrance to Forgotten Grotto. Why not? We love toilets. But that is the second hidden location that you may not know about in the Sims 4 base game. But there you have it, guys. Those are some of the secrets in the Sims 4 base game that you may not know if you're a beginner player, or you may have honestly forgotten about if you've been playing the game since the beginning, because I know that you remember things, and there's so many things in the game now that you're like, oh, I completely forgot that that little aspect of the game existed. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody!